Will the price of Bitcoin go up over the next few months or not? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why I believe the price will go up against the US dollar. Ultimately, at the end of the day, one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, but when measured against the US dollar, will the US dollar go down in relation to Bitcoin over the next few months, over the next 3 to 4 months, or will it not? Here are 4 reasons why I believe it will. Number 1, the fourth quarter, Q4, for Bitcoin historically has always been Bitcoin's biggest quarter. You go back and look through the history books every year from October to January, this is when Bitcoin has its biggest run up. So that's one reason right there why I think over the next 3 to 4 months, we could see a pretty dang big run up. Reason number 2 is because gold right now is reaching new all-time highs. Every day it's setting a new all-time high. And Bitcoin lags behind gold by about 100 days. So whenever gold goes up, Bitcoin goes up as well. And why is that? Gold goes up because gold is a proxy for inflation. So if you want to measure inflation over the years, go look at the price of gold. Gold has matched inflation very well over the past 1,000+ years. Whenever currencies get debased, gold goes up. And America, the US dollar, being like the leading global currency, when it gets debased, when it gets devalued, when it gets inflated, gold goes up. And gold is very sensitive to inflation. It's usually the first mover. It's the first indicator that, hey, we've got some inflation on the horizon here. And so with the Fed cutting rates, this actually brings me to my third point. Why is inflation going up now? Well, Fed's just cut rates. Fed has said that they're going to cut rates 2 more times over the coming year. This year alone, they're going to cut rates 2 more times. And so gold bugs are ready. Gold bugs are looking ahead, and gold bugs are saying, all right, well, if the Fed has already cut rates once, they're going to do it 2 more times. The price of the value of the US dollar is going to go down even further. We're going to make gold go up even higher. We're going to move our money from fiat, from trash cash into gold. And so as gold goes up, it shows us, hey, inflation's going up, and so Bitcoin follows. So historically speaking, whenever the Fed has lowered interest rates, the price of Bitcoin has gone up, because when the Fed lowers interest rates, borrowing money becomes cheaper. People go to the bank, they take out a big loan, and they do not buy chocolate bars with their loan money. They buy gold bars, they buy real estate, they buy Picasso paintings, and they buy Bitcoin. They buy hard assets that are going to appreciate faster than inflation. So they take advantage of the fact that it's cheaper to borrow money. They go take out a bunch of money, and they put it into stuff that's going to appreciate faster. If you could take out a fat loan right now for, like, let's say 3, 4, 5%, whatever, and you put it in Bitcoin, and you know Bitcoin's going to go up, or you feel like Bitcoin's going to go up, you are intelligent to surmise that intelligent enough to surmise that Bitcoin's going to go up by 10, 15%. Well, if Bitcoin goes up by 15% and you're paying for 5% of that capital, you got a nice 10% profit there. So people are like, okay, well, Bitcoin's likely going to go up 20, 30, 40, 50% over the coming year. I might as well take out this loan at 5%. Right? So that's how that works. That's why that works. So again, so far we've got Q4 is always the biggest quarter. Gold is going up and Bitcoin lags behind gold by about 100 days. And Fed is cutting rates. And whenever Fed cuts rates, whenever M2 money supply goes up, whenever there's a bunch of new money, new liquidity sloshing around the economy, Bitcoin goes up as well. The fourth reason is my favorite reason, though. The fourth reason is, if you look at the volatility of Bitcoin right now, it's extremely low. Bitcoin is not extremely volatile right now. Over the past 3 months, it's been quite steady. It's bounced between 110K and 120K for the past, 3 months, 4 months. The last time Bitcoin was this low in volatility was in 2016. And if you go back and look at 2016, you'll see, oh yeah, volatility was extremely low. And then what happened? Boom, like a volcano, Bitcoin shot up from $1,000 up to 20 grand. A massive run up very, very quickly. Why? Why does this happen? Why does low volatility for a long period of time get followed by a big boom cycle, get followed by a big upward trajectory, by a big green candle, by a big green wick? Why is that? Well, that's because when there's sideways price action, when we're chopping sideways, what we're really doing is we're building a strong foundation. And if you were to go build a big tower right now, what's the first thing you would do? You'd build a big foundation. The bigger the foundation, the bigger the tower can be. And so if you go and you look at every time we've had like a big crash, the crashes don't happen after long sideways action. Crashes happen when we hit mountain peak. So we go up, boom, and then we crash back down. Because at the top, there's no support, there's no foundation. It's just a little weak little antenna at the top, and then boom, we crack back down. So what's actually happening in realistic, objective terms here, that was just some metaphors, but what's actually happening is when price goes sideways, buying pressure is being equalized by selling pressure. So all these people that are buying, the price isn't going up because there's a bunch of people selling. And the reason people are selling is because they have to sell to take profit. Now the thing is, but the people who sell, they have to sell because they have to take profit, and they're selling a finite asset. They're going to run out of that finite asset to sell. Buyers, on the other hand, there's no end to fiat currency. I can go to the bank right now and take out $500,000. There's no end to fiat. The bank doesn't even have to have the 500 grand. I can go to the bank and say, hey, I want 500 grand. They print it out of thin air. They don't even need a fraction of the reserve anymore. They used to need to keep like 10%. Now they can, if I go to the bank and say, hey, I want 500 grand, they're like, boop, there's 500 grand. The bank doesn't even need to have 500 grand. They don't need any reserve to back it up. They print it out of thin air. And so fiat's infinite, and it's chasing a finite asset. So eventually the sellers of Bitcoin are going to run out of Bitcoin to sell, and the buyers will not run out of money to buy Bitcoin with. And the buyers don't care about the price of Bitcoin. Buyers are going to buy regardless. And so what you're seeing with the sideways price action is this beautiful balance between sellers and buyers. But what you can't see on that chart, is the fact that sellers are running out of Bitcoin to sell. Their wallet is shrinking. Eventually they're going to run out of Bitcoin. It's going to be empty wallets. Whereas the buyers, myself, I'm a small fish, but big time buyers like BlackRock, MicroStrategy, countries, Metaplanet, the billionaires in Dubai, the multi-billionaires in America, like the richest people in the world, are not ever going to run out of fiat currency. So they're going to keep taking that fiat currency and dumping it into Bitcoin. Plus, people are selling their homes now. They're selling their real estate and moving that money into Bitcoin. Like, the buyers are not going to stop buying, but the sellers will have to stop selling. Sellers stop selling, buyers keep buying, price goes up. So again, these are just a few reasons why I think the price of Bitcoin is going to move up over the next few months. But at the end of the day, this is how I look at it. And I think one of those reasons alone would be very interesting, but we've got 4 of those reasons right now in our favor. So there you have it. Take care. Peace out. Much love. Adios. Bye, bye, bye. And keep stacking.